Hello my YouTube friend, this is Non-Mechanic here, and today I'm working on a 2017 Kia Sorento, and what I'm doing is I am doing the front brake pads. So the first thing I did was I jacked up the car. As you can see, I have a jack and I have a jack stand in the other side. I don't know if you can see it, but it's back there. Make sure you do not depend only on your jack. Now the next thing I did was I removed the cap from the brake reservoir right there from the master cylinder, and I put a tissue there. We call that the Timmy towel, because when you compress the calipers in, what's gonna happen is that the brake fluid is gonna come up and it's gonna hit the towel instead of going in the car. So now what you're gonna need is you're gonna need to remove the front tire, and you're gonna need a 21mm socket. I have my impact gun. As you can see, I already removed one. I'm going to remove them. Once I remove them, I'm going to turn the wheel to the other side for you can see much clearly. So I'll be right back. Back. As you notice, I turned the wheel. So now what you're going to do, you're going to remove these two 14mm bolts right here. You usually would just take one off like this one and just go this way, but I'm going to remove both of them. The reason why I'm going to remove both of them is because I want to change the hardware and also want to clean up a little bit in there. Now usually what I do is I take a screwdriver and I compress it in, but in this situation I'm not going to do it because I don't want to mess up the rotors, and they don't want to change the rotors right now. So what I'm going to do is going to be a little harder. Without pressing it in, you're just going to have to push it up. So you're going to use your 14mm socket and down. Now you remove it. I'm going to use my ratchet just to speed it up. So now the ratchet's done that. So now you're probably just gonna have to just pull a little harder because I didn't compress the piston in. So just play with it and push it out. And what you want to do is you don't want to let this hang, because if you hang it, you're gonna break the brake line. Then you're gonna have another problem. So you just want to put it here, somewhere around here that they don't fall. Now as you can see, these right here, it has the brake pad has some hold on here, some springs. Now I was looking at the new spring, and the new spring looks like it's kind of like thinner than this. I may just keep the old ones. I'm not sure yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the brake pad, and you can do the same thing. Just be careful that you make sure you have glasses on, safety glasses, because these can pop out and hit you. So take your brake pad, your screwdriver, and just push it back. There you go. And then just remove those wires pushing it up. So there goes one. Just remember the orientation, and remember that the hardware, the warning one, is right on the top. So we're just gonna take this out and take this one out. And we're gonna use the screwdriver. Just, these things are stuck in here. Press it out. Sometimes you just have to mess with it a little bit to get it out. So this one is really stuck in here. Just make sure you be careful with the calipers when you're taking these out. Thing is really stuck in there. I can see that this brake pad wasn't moving at all. So let's just keep working. Let me get a bigger screwdriver if I can find one around here. Got my big screwdriver. Push it in and push it out. So you're gonna need a bigger screwdriver to push it out. So that's the reason why we're gonna do the 007 on this. For you can have some grease in there and it can move back and forth. You see how stuck that was? So what we're going to do is we're gonna remove this hallway out of here. Just remember how it goes, for you won't get confused. Goes one, you just push it down, and this one, you just push it up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this up with some brake cleaner. Make sure you don't breathe this. You're gonna use your brush. You just want to clean in there. See how rusty was in there, so it was hard to take out. So you just want to make it easy now for the brakes could move much better. Just clean it up in there. And also you want to check these right here. Make sure these sliding pins are sliding pretty good. And they are sliding. So they're sliding, so that's not bad. That's good. So we can leave that alone. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the hallway in here. If I can find it where I put it. So there it goes right here. So now, let's see. Okay. So these two little holes right here, they go right in here. So all you have to do is, excuse me. All you have to do is make sure that this springs go right in there. So you're going to push it down, right? And you have these things right here. You're going to make sure it goes right in there. And all you do is just push them up. Make sure you push them up. And they go all the way in. Press them in. Make sure these are in. Then you take the next one. Do the same thing. You're going to take it. Just like this. Press it down. And it's right there. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do what we call the 007. And when we call the 007, you're going to use your Q-tip. And you're going to put some grease in the side right here. And the reason why you're doing that, as you saw, when we was trying to take this brake pad out, it was so hard because it was stuck. So you want to give it room to maneuver so the grease will do the job. So all you do is just take a Q-tip and grease up right in that hardware we just put in. I'll show you right now in this one where I'm doing it at. And it's a much cleaner job instead of doing it with your finger. So there it goes. You got the 007. So in the hardware, where I'm putting the grease is right in here. So now, what we got to do now is we got to put our brake pads in. Now remember that this one goes in that side. And all you're going to do is you're going to, right here, you're going to put it sideways first. Like this. Put it in there, right? And then press it up. While you're pressing it up, all you're doing, put that one in a little bit. And there it goes. See that? Went right in there. Now, when you put the spring, it's going to open up. So now you're going to do the next one the same way. And right in there, you put this one in first, excuse me, this one in like this, sideways, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just press it in. Now, I really don't like these new ones, but let me try them. This new spring, and you got two holes in there. There's two holes right in there. They're more thinner, so I don't know, should I put the original ones back on or these thinner ones? I don't know. Let's see how this one feels. They are so thin. And this one is a little bit much. And it looks like it haven't lost the spring of it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make a decision here. These are too thin, I don't like them. So I'm gonna use the old ones. I'm gonna get a thumb down for that one. But these ones right here, these original ones, feel much better than those right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna give my first thumbs down. So now, so while you put in it, it's gonna open up. So now, they there. So what you're gonna do now is, you're gonna take your caliper, you're gonna take your time, and you're just gonna push right in there. Make sure those two springs don't come out. Push it in. Oh, no, sorry. Sorry about that. I'm gonna leave this blooper in there. What you're gonna do is, you gotta compress the piston in. I'm gonna leave this blooper in there for, you can see that. We can all make a mistake. And you're gonna use your old brake pad. And I got my big C clamp right here. I'm gonna use my big C clamp. Got this big C clamp. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna compress it in. And that's the reason why we got the Timmy towel on the top. Because when you compress it, many times the old fluid is gonna go up. And you don't want it to fall in the car. And you got to treat this car like it's your car. So, there you go. All in. Now that the piston is in, we should be able to push it, put it right in there. And all you're going to do is make sure that you press the brakes in, that they inside, and those two little springs didn't come off. Push this back so it can fit in. Push the top one back. And there it goes. What you're gonna do is put your 14mm nut, bolt back in. You just probably gotta move it a little bit. Okay. There you go. Take your 14mm socket, and you're gonna go right. And once you go, and then a little bit. And if it's spinning on you, you gotta probably put a 14mm wrench here. In this situation, I didn't have to. So just in case it starts spinning on you, just put a wrench right here, and you should be all right. So now, see that? And a little bit. And a little bit. So now what you want to do is, you want to press the brake pads at least between 10 to 15 times, and you want to feel it hard. So I'm just going to leave the camera on, and hopefully you can see that. As you saw, I pressed them. Now they feel nice and tight. And this is how it's done. The brake pads on a 2017 Kia Sorento. Once again, this is Now Mechanic. If you have any comments or questions, please post them down below or contact me on nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. That is nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. And remember, if Now Mechanic can do it, you can do it. Later.